Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Big Frog's 4x4. Today I'm going to show you the modifications I made to the Gehl 4610 skid steer for wintertime use. As you can see, I cut the plexiglass big enough to cover the whole side of the skid steer, and then I just put zip ties all the way around it to hold it in place. So the side plexiglass measures 36 by 36, and I cut that off with a grinder with a metal cutoff wheel. And you just cut a little bit at a time, and that way it doesn't overheat and crack. And putting this sticky foam, it's only sticky on one side, it's like weather stripping for doors, on the plexiglass, not on the cage. I put it on the plexiglass. So in the summertime, I can cut the zip ties that I secured this with, cut the zip ties off, and easily remove this in the summertime. I took round tube, and this is just a real quick job. Doesn't really matter what it looks like in a case like this. I welded the tube to a piece of scrap steel here, drilled holes and bolted it to the frame. This tubing then has a, let's see if I can show you here. I welded pins. You see at the top there of the tube, that tube. I welded pins to go down through. That's all anti-seized, a piece of flat stock steel, self-tap screwed, and also 1/4-inch screws with washers and nuts on the back. Hold those more secure all the way down. Did the same thing down here. Now, unfortunately, we have lights on the front of this, so I couldn't make the door go all the way up because then the door would have hit the lights. So that right now is a work in progress. Thinking about relocating the lights to the top, but we drive through the woods a lot up here, and the lights that were up here kept hitting and catching and was breaking the lights that were on top of the cage. I also covered the top of the cage with plexiglass because it's metal grates on top, and when it would rain or the snow would come down through and get your feet all wet. Plus, with this covered, it'll help keep the water off this sheet of plexiglass. The door is 1/4-inch plexiglass. And where again I put some sticky foam on there, so when you shut it, it shuts against the front of the cab there and doesn't slam shut. The door is 1/4-inch. It's 28.5 at the bottom, 25.5 at the top. And obviously if you go up higher, if you don't have lights, you go up higher, you're just going to want to measure from the inside of this channel and then the 1/2 inch or so overlap on this side, all the way up. Now when you cut your plexiglass, to make sure it's right, you have 28.5 at the bottom, 25.5 at the top. You measure the center of your plexiglass all the way up center. And then you measure your 25.5 out from the center. So you'd have 12 3/4 from the center and 12 3/4 from the center. Then you'd have 14 1/4 from center and 14 1/4 from center. That way, when you cut it, you have your perfect shape from the bottom to the top, and it tapers on both sides. Now you want to be very careful when tightening your screws. I tightened this one too much, and it cracked the plexiglass right here. And there again, I used a cutoff wheel and a grinder, and gently and slowly cut this out to go around my hinge. And then your metal piece that your plexiglass attaches to, it too needs to be cut out, but it needs to come down lower. As you can see up here, it needs to come out lower. So when you pick this up to take it off, there's room in here to pick this up. Like that. As you can see then, it'll be completely removable for in the summertime and easily removed. Now, I coated both of these pins with a black anti-seize, and that way they stay lubricated, it doesn't wash off easy, and it won't rust. Now I'm going to have to take all this back apart then to paint everything up. On the inside of the skid steer, there's a corner panel in here. There are pop rivets all the way up the side here. You have to drill each of those pop rivets out. knock them off, and then remove this corner panel so that you can get in behind here to get your nuts on for your door hinge. These are the pop rivets on this side, or the same ones on the other side to remove that corner panel. Then I also took a piece of, because the cab only comes down to here, I took a piece of mud flap from a big rig. I'll step back so you can see it. And I bolted that to the bottom here to help protect the feet. Now I wanted to keep gaps all the way around. This is not heated. This is just to keep the wind off. But I wanted to keep gaps so that the air can flow and the windows won't fog up. So I'm not worried about controlling temperature inside. It's more about just keeping the elements, the wind and the rain and the snow off. Then on this side, I left, you can see an eye bolt. Got a lock washer on this side, nut on the other side, 2 fender washers, and then the bungee cord I secure to the fence on the inside. I'll just pull the bungee cord, hook it on, and that holds the door shut. Here's a look at the inside, how it's secured. Thanks for watching Big Frog's 4x4. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Hit that bell, and as always, God bless.